Alright, question 1. We have 35.4 multiplied by 0.2 is approximately equal to. So just easily multiply 35.4 times 0.2. Now, don't have to do all of the complete multiplication process. We can just multiply by 2 and then look at the amount of decimal places that we have. So we have 2 times 4, that gives us 8. 2 5s, 10, carry 1. 2 3 6 and 1 7. Now we have one decimal place here and we have one decimal place here. So we have a total of 2 decimal places. So we go 2 places from the back, so we go 1 2, so our decimal point comes there. Now it says approximately equal, so it means you won't see the answer that you multiply and get exactly. So we have 7.08. So look at what is closest to it. So not 71, not 700. So we have B 7.1. So that if we round off 7.08 to one decimal place, then we get 7.01. No, sorry, 7.1. Very sorry, 7.1. Where did that come in my head from? But that's okay. 7.1. So our answer is B. Question 2. 5.3 square minus 0.7 square is equal to. Now, there are 2 ways of working this. We could do our regular multiplication, where we just expand 5.3, multiply by 5.3, and then multiply 0.7 by 0.7 and do the subtraction after. So we'll do that. And we can also apply what we know is the difference of 2 squares. So we can, let me part my screen in 2. So we can apply the difference of 2 squares. And reminder, a square minus b square is equal to a plus b, a minus b. It doesn't matter if you want to put a minus b before a plus b, as long as they're both multiplying each other, then yes. So hence, following the difference of 2 squares, they're going to have 5.3 plus 0.7 multiplied by 5.3 minus 0.7. So let's go ahead and add. So if I add 5.3 and 0.7, so we know that 7 and 3 is 10. They put on a 0, carry a 1. 5 and 0, 5 plus 1, so we get 6. Multiply by 5.3 minus 0.7. So we can go one side and work this out for those who might not see too well. So then we have, and I don't mean blind, sorry about that if you're getting offended. So you carry, so 13 subtract 7 leaves us with 6, and then 4 subtract 0 leaves us with 4, so we get 4.6. So we have 6 multiplied by 4.6. So we can go one side and multiply this now. So 4.6 times 6. That's my multiplication sign, looks so dainty. So 6, 6, 36, and carry your 3. And then we have 6 4s, 24, and 24 plus 3 gives us 27. Now remember how much decimal places we have here. This is 6.0 and that is 4.6. So we have only one decimal place because this 0 is insignificant here. So we only have 1, so we go 1. So our answer would be 27.6. That's one way. Or could go ahead and multiply 5.3, because you know 5.3 square is equal to 5.3 multiplied by 5.3. So we can go ahead and multiply that. So we have 3 times 3, 9. 3 5s, 15. Put your placeholder. 3 times 5, 15, carry 1. 5 5, 25, and 1, 26. You put your 6 and your 2. And let's add. So we have 9. Then we have 2, 5, 10, carry 1. So we have 6 and 1, 7 and 1, 8. And we have 2. So we have 2,809. However, we haven't put in our decimal point. So it's 2 decimal places. So we go 1, 2. So we get 28.09. And let's go ahead now and multiply. Now if we got some more spaces. 0.7 square is equal to 0.7 times 0.7. 77 is 49, and 2 decimal places, so we get 0.49. So now we can have 28.09 subtract 0.49. So 9 minus 9, 0. Take 1, leave 7. So 4 from 10, 6. Then 7 minus 0, 7. And 2 minus 0, 2. So we get the same answer. So whatever way you are comfortable doing, go ahead and do that method that suits you. Question 3. $180 is divided among 3 friends in the ratio 3, 4, 8. Did I say A? 3, 4, 8. What amount is the largest share? Now we need to know what the total number of equal parts. So the total number of equal parts, and how we find that? Can anybody tell me how we find the total number of equal parts? Come again. I didn't hear it. Good. We're going to add all the parts. So we have 3 plus 4 plus 8, and that gives us 1. That gives us 15 equal parts. And then we know that the largest share, so what ratio represents the largest share? The largest share is 8. So the largest share is represented by 8 over 15. Now, what amount or what's the value of the largest share now? So the value of the largest share is 8 over 15 multiplied by 180. And then we can say, alright, just see what can be used. Some students might want to go as use 3 or 5. Go ahead and break it down however it is comfortable to you. But I can say 15 into itself 1, and 15 into 18 goes 1 time, remainder 3, and 15 into 30 goes 2 times. So now I'm left with 8 times 12, and we know 8 12 is 96. So the largest share is A, $96. Question 4. 100, 274 in standard form is. Now, I always encourage my students to just write back the number. 1, 2, 7, 4. Put the decimal point after the first digit. As long as that digit is between 0 and 10. But it can't be 0. I will say between. Between means they don't include, alright? It can't be 0 and it can't be 10. So, put your point. So you have your point after your first digit as long as it is not 0 or 10. Then you put the multiplication sign and you times 10. Now look at the numbers. Look at the original number here and look at what we have here. what can I do to get it back to 1,000? Now I have 1.274. What can I do to get it back to 1,274? I'm going to multiply by 1,000. I will know that 1,000 is 10 to the power of 3. So we know our answer is going to be C. Alright? Question 5. If a vehicle travels 220 kilometers on 16 liters of petrol, then on a full 48-liter tank, it would travel, or it should travel. Alright, so let's extract the data here that we have. So if the vehicle, so it's pronounced vehicle, has 16 liters, it can go 220 kilometers, right? So if it has 48 liters, then how much does it go from here? Alright, so normally we just say, I will do my normal decoration on my head and say 16 gives me our maps to 220, and 48 maps to how much? So what would I multiply 16 by to get 48? That's how I would normally work it out. So right, so that would be so we know that it's going to be our fractional answer. So we're going to multiply it by 1. No, sorry, not fractional. 16 multiplied by 3 gives me 48. Or you could just you could easily say in your head, 16 into 48 goes 3 times. So if I multiply this side by 3, then I have to also multiply this side by 3. So 220 multiplied by 3 gives me 660. So the answer that matches is C, 660 kilometers. Alright, question 6. What is the square root of 360? Is approximately. So we know that the square root of 360 can be written as 36 times 10. No, the square root of 36 times 10, because 36 times 10 will give us back the same 360. Now if we were to write this individual, so we get root 36 times root 10. We know the square root of 36 is going to be 6. So we get 6 times root 10. Now we know that if this was 9, 3 is 9, but we have 10. So we can do some approximation in our head, either 3.05. Let me just test that quickly. 3.05 and get that, give us 9.3. So we can try 3.1. So 3.1 times 3.1, and that gives us 1 times 1, 1 times 3, placeholder, 3 1s, 3, and 3 3s, 9. So we have 1, 6, 9. This is close enough to 10. We could play with some other values, but we get something close enough to 10, not exactly 10. So it's close enough. So we get 2 decimal places, so we get 9.61. So we can say, okay, roughly, because it's an approximation. So we can say roughly the square root of 10 is 9.61. So we can say 6 multiplied by 3.1. So then go ahead and say 6 times 3.1, so 6 1s, 6, 6 3s, 18, and then 1 decimal place, so we get 18.6. Now looking at our answers, 18.6, when you round it off to the nearest one, yes, laugh at Mr. Turn. To the nearest one we get 19. Cool? Now this is not 19, not 19, and 0.19 multiplied by 10 will give us 1.9, which is not 19. And 1.9 times 10 gives us 19. So our answer is going to be A. Question 7, the next two terms in the sequence, 2, -1, -4, -7 are. Now this is what we call an arithmetic sequence. So it's an arithmetic so that means that something is being added, or you could say subtracted, so that we get the next term. Now one of the way to find out what we call the common difference is to subtract the term. Let me best put it now. Let us subtract the term before by the term after. So for example, in this case we have 2, -1, -4, -7. So we can say -1 minus 2. So -1 minus 2, that gives us -3. Now this -3 is a common difference. Let's test something. If I say -4 minus -1, so -4 minus -1, that also gives me -3. Suppose we say -7. -7 minus -4, that too also gives me -3. So it means that every term or every number is being increased by -3. So that means if I add -3 to all of these numbers, I get the next term after. So -3 plus -7, because we want to find the next two terms. So -7 plus -3, that gives me -10, and -10 plus -3, that gives me -13. So the term that comes, the next two terms would be -10 and -13, which our answer is going to be A. Question 8. Using the distributive law, -3, and you can see the question from here. So it means -3 is going to multiply everything within the bracket. It's going to distribute to every number within the bracket. So we have -3 times 4, so -3 times 4, and then we're going to have -3 times -7. So let's see which one matches. So we have a match here. So -3 times +4, -3, -3 times -7. So you have to look for the end part here. So that's going to be the trick. So no, it's -3 times -7. So -3 times 4. So this is it. Our answer is C. So question 9. 615 base 8 is equal to. So if we were to work this out, we have 615. So this would be base 8. So we start with 8 to the 0 power, then 8 to the 1, then 8 to the second power. So based on the answer, they're not asking for the value, or they're asking for the, I guess, the workout here. So we can see it's going to be 6 multiplied by 8 square plus 1 multiplied by 8 to the power 1 plus 5 multiplied by 8 to the power 0. And that matches, let's see what it matches. Nothing with it. So our best answer, or the answer, is B. Question 10. Now there are some students who don't have to work out these questions because they can tell them by practicing and practicing, them know the numbers automatically. But let's go ahead and work it out. The highest common factor of the numbers 18, 27, and 36 is. Alright, so let us go 18, 27, 36. Now we can work these two ways. We can just write out the factors. There are some students who write out the factors and then circle And there are those who will do them like a ladder method that I'm going to do right now and go through easier. So we want a smallest number that can go into 18, 27, and 36, and that number is going to be 3. So 3 into 18 goes 6 times, 3 into 27 goes 9 times, and 3 into 36 goes 12 times. Next small number that can go into all these numbers without leaving a remainder is 3 again. So 3 into 6 goes 2 times, 3 into 9 goes 3 times, and 3 into 12 goes 4 times. Now, we have to stop here because there's no other number that can go into. Yes, there is, but my explanation would be incorrect. So there's no other number that can go into all 3 numbers, no other prime number that can go into all 3 of the numbers without leaving a remainder. That's what I should say. So hence we have to stop here. So hence we have 3 times 3. So the HCF is equal to 3 times 3, which is equal to 9. So the highest common factor would be 9. Now there are other ways we could do it by listing all the factors of 18, listing all the factors of 27, listing all the factors of 36, and then see what's the highest number that all 3 numbers have in common. I was going to move on to question 11, but let me just work it out by listing the factors. So the factors of 18 are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. And the factors of 27 are 1, 3, 9, and 27. And the factors of 36 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 18, and 36. So the highest common factor that is common to all 3 numbers would be 9, 9, 9. So we see that the common factor, the highest common factor, is going to be 9. Now let's head on to question 11. When an article is sold for $132, a profit of 10% is made. The cost of the article is, so let us deduce what we have. We have our sold for as our selling price, profit percent, our profit percent is made, and then we have the question asks us to find the cost. So it wants us to find the cost price, right? Now because it's profit, it's going to be, listen now, the selling price is going to be 110% of the cost price. Now because it's profit, we add 10 to 100%. If it was a loss, we would subtract 10 from 100%. Alright? So we know that the selling price is going to be 110% of the cost price because the cost price increased by 110. Alright, so then we can go ahead now. Let's put in what we have. We have our selling price, which is 132. Alright, and we have 110% selling as 110 over 100 times the CP, what we want to find. So we can apply our algebraic skills from here. So we can multiply both sides by 100 over 110. And guys, remember, there are many ways to skin the cat, so you do what method is comfortable to you. So multiply by 100 over 1. Whatever you do on one side, you have to do it on the other side. So this will go into this will go into this one time. So you're only left with the cost price that we want to find over here. So therefore, we can go ahead and simplify. 10 into 100 goes 10 times. 10 into 110 goes 11 times. 11 into itself 1. 11 into 132 goes 12. 10 times 12 we get 120. So the cost of the article is $120. That's the cost price. Alright, question 12. The sum of 6,500 was borrowed from a bank at a rate of 8% per annum for 5 years. The simple interest payable is, now we know this is our principal, 6,500 is our principal. We know 8% as it says the rate, and the time in years, which is 5. So we know that the simple interest formula is I equal PRT over 100. And there are many variations of the same thing. Alright, so let's go ahead and question answer to find the interest. So I is equal to 6,500 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 5 all over 100. So 100 into itself 1. 100 into 6,500 goes 65. And then we can multiply 65, and 8 times 5 is 40. So we can multiply 65 by 40 to make it more manageable. And can go ahead. 65 times 40. 0 times everything as 0. Alright, so 5 4s, put a placeholder, 5 4s 20, carry a 2, 4 6s 24, and 24 plus 2 we get 26. So we get 2,600 would be our interest. And whatever shortcut way you have to multiply, go ahead and apply your multiplication techniques that you have learned in your classes. So your answer is going to be 12 is equal to D. 2,600 is the interest. Question 13. The sum of 800 invested at simple interest. Sorry, the sum of $800 invested at simple interest for 6 years earns $336. The rate of the interest per annum is. So we know with simple interest formula. Let's write up what we have. We know that I is equal to P R times T over 100. We know that by now, right? So let us take out what we have. Now this $800 is the principal, and we know this is the time, and we know $336, this is the interest, or the simple interest earned. Alright, so we want to find the rate. Now you can go ahead and transpose the formula, but I normally don't transpose. I just normally plug in everything in the regular formula that I know, and then I do my transposing all in one mix. But for some students who want to go ahead and transpose, they're going to get R is equal to 100I over PT. Alright, so then can go ahead and plug in the formula. R is equal to 100, and what is my I? 336 over 800 times the time of 6. So 100 into itself 1. 100 into 800 goes 8 times. And then we see if anything can break down again. Can we say 8 into 33? What's the remainder? So 8 into 33 goes 4 times. Remainder 1. And 8 into 16 goes 2 times. So good. So that means the 8 into 336 goes 42 times. And then we have 42 divided by 6 goes 7 times. So 6 into itself 1. 6 into 42 goes 7 times. So the rate is equal to 7%. So as I'm saying, you don't have to swap this rate formula. Just know the core formula. And then as you go from there, you transpose to get whatever you need. And transposing is a good skill to have. So sit down and practice some transposing for me. Question 14. Remember, this is Maths is a practice subject. So I hope when you're watching, you're also practicing. Take up one little pen, one little paper, try some little scribbles, Actually work out the questions before me. Like you see the question on the screen, pause me long talking now, work it out, and then when you resume, see if we get the same answer. And if we don't get the same answer, let us discuss it in the comment section. So go ahead and try question 14. A woman bought a car for $80,500. After 1 year, it was worth $70,840. Its depreciation as a percentage of the selling price was, what do you get? All right, good, good. All right, beautiful. So let's go ahead and calculate the depreciation. So the depreciation is equal to 80,500. How much money she bought the car for? Subtract 70,840. What it's now valued. What you get from that now? What you get? Let me do it one side while you tell me where you get easy. Alright. Alright, so me get $9,660. Alright, so that's the depreciation value. Just laugh at me while I stutter. No, they said they want the depreciation as a percentage of the selling price. So first, what's our selling price? Our selling price is 80,500. That's our selling price. So therefore, we're going to have what? 9,660 over 80,500 times 100%. 100 into itself, 1 times 100 into 80,500 gives us 805. Alright, is there anything else that can be broken down easily? Let us look at that. Hallelujah. Alright, we can go along the bridge on this now. Alright, or we can look at the answer and gear ourselves, Alright. 10%, 11%, 10 times that, not give with that, so that kind of far. 108 times 11. So what, we do make a quick timetable. 11.5, 55, carry 1, 11.00 and the 5, 11.8, 88. Alright, so this look, no. Alright, so we want to go to 9,000. Let's try 805 times 12. Let's multiply. I'm just going. We try the 10, we try the 11. Let's try the 12 now. So 12 times 5 give us 60. So we put on the 0 and carry the 6. 12, 0, 0 and 6, 6. And 12 times 8 is 96. Oh, what do you know? So 805 into itself one time, and 805 into 9,660 goes 12 times. So we have 12%. This is how I do my quick timetable over here to help me simplify faster. You could have used smaller numbers. You could have break it down with 5 and just keep going using numbers that you are more comfortable with. Alright, question 15. If 15% value added tax is paid on articles purchased, then the ratio of the price of an article inclusive of value added tax to the price of the article exclusive of the value added tax is. This sound like we do our English teacher. But let's go again. Slow motion. If 15% value added tax is paid on articles purchased. So first we can establish 15%, and since that value added tax, that's percentage increase. So when you do percentage increase, that means we're going to add 15% to the whole of 100%. So would I get 115%, right? And then it says, then the ratio of the price of an article inclusive of value added tax to the price. So this is the inclusive of the value added. This is the inclusive. This is one. This this 115% is the price of the article inclusive of the value added tax to the price of the article. And then it says to the price of the article exclusive of the value added tax. So that would be out of the 100%. Alright? So it's just simply asking us, well, we had it already. This right here. 115%, same thing as 100 and let me just rewrite it clear. 115%, same thing as 115 over 100. And just tie up my tongue because them know so I can't talk so well, so them tie me up to confuse me. And then we can go ahead and simplify. What's the largest number that we can use here? Alright, we can use 5. 5 into 100, so 5 into 10 goes 2 times 5 into 0. And we have 5 into 115 goes 23 times, so we get 23 over 20. Can it be simplified anymore? No. So my answer is going to be B. So I said, then let me just check something. Then the ratio of the price of the article inclusive of the value added tax to the price of the article exclusive, which would be the 100. So it's going to be 115%. I just feel like tie up my tongue because I know it's a stomach. Alright? Question 16 now. Question 16. After 5% discount, the selling price of a pair of pants is $342. The selling price of the pair of pants, if a 10% discount was given instead is, now there are many ways. Probably I am seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 ways. 4 ways of the same thing. Alright, so you do whatever method or way you're comfortable working with do your way. Alright, now I normally like to work from an algebraic mindset. Like algebra is like core for like everything. So after 5% discount, the selling price of a pair of pants is 342. So that's alright. So that's a 95%. 5% discount. So 5% from the whole give me 95% of some number. I'm going to call it X. We don't know what that number is. It's going to give me 342. So if I can find that number first, then I could figure out what is 10% or what is the 10% discount of that number instead. So let me find what that original number is. So hence, I'm going to do my algebra as always, and I'm going to transpose for x or solve for x. So to find x, I'm going to multiply by 100 over 95 on both sides. So 100 into itself, all that go off 1, 1, 1, so we're left with x. So we can go ahead and simplify. 5 into 95 goes 19 times, and 5 into 100 goes 20 times. So we have, then we can say 19 into itself 1 time, and 19 into 342 goes 18 times. So then 18 times 20 gives me 360. So 360 is the original money. So we can cross, that's the original money. We don't have nothing to do with that. This is the original money. So they found, so the 5% discount of 360 gave them $342. Alright, so that's it for that. Then now it says now the selling price of the pair of pants if 10% discount was given. I keep going ahead of myself sometimes. Alright, so we have 100% is the whole, right? And a discount of 10%. So that's 90% of 360. And we get 10 into 90 goes 9 times 10 into 100 that, 10 into that 1, then that was 36. So hence we get 9 times 36, and that gives us $324. That's one way of looking at it. So our answer is going to be B. Alright. Now from this workout, we can look at it and say, okay, alright, so we could do it two ways. After we got the 360, we could find 10% of 360, and whatever we got, we could have simply subtracted it from the 360. Or we could say the selling price after 10% discount would be 342 multiplied by 100 over 95, and the result, that same result, which is the 360, will then be multiplied by 90 over 100. So 100 into itself, 100 into itself, you could say, okay, 342 could be multiplied by 90 over 95. So I can use my algebraic methods to deduce this. So hence, and some students can automatically start from here, which is okay, excellent, whatever works for you. So hence, can go ahead and simplify now and say what we can use here. So hold on a minute, let me just get my thinking cap together. So we can say 5 into 95 goes 19 times, and 5 into 90 18 times, and then we know that 19 into this goes how much time? We can see we work it out already. Okay, 18 times, and then 18 times 18, or 18 square, sorry, goes 324. So you go with what method works best for you. So for me, it's easier to find the original number and then go ahead and find the 10% discount. Question 17. If 240 TT is equal to $1 EC, how much approximately in TT would 50 EC be? Alright, so let's write out what we have here. So right here, so with TT, right here, so with EC. So me like write it TTT. So $2.40 is $1 EC. Alright, so to go from TT to EC for $2.40 to become $1, that means that we divide by $2.40. And to go from $1 to $2.40, that means that we multiply by $2.40. So to go from TT to EC, we divide by 240. And to go from EC to TT, we multiply by 240. So the question said now, how much approximately in TT would 50 EC be? So 50 EC times, so 50 EC, so we're going from EC to TT, sorry, so that's going to multiply 50 times 2.40. And that's going to give us approximately 120 TT dollars. So 120 TT dollars. You can go ahead and multiply that on your own. We're not going to take out the time. The length of the video kind of lengthy, so we're just going to skip through for some of the questions that are more manageable after we have established the concept. Alright? Question 18. Try this before me. Make sure you try this. Them questions you must can do by your own, you know. So a plane left Norman Manley International Airport at 09535 hours and arrived at Jagan International Airport at 11:20 the same day. The time for the journey was, so we want to find the time, so we're going to say what? 11:20 minus 9:35. Now for some students, so easily they can add the answers. But let's go through the rigor of it. Alright, so we have 11:20 subtract 0935. Now we know 35 minutes can't come out of 20 minutes, so we have to borrow a whole hour here, so we're now left with 10 hours, and then we add this. This now becomes, we add 60 minutes, so now we have 80. So just let me rewrite this 1 minute. So we have 10 80 subtract 0935. So we know that 35 from 80 leaves us with what? 45. And 10 hours minus 9 hours leaves us with 1. So we get 1 hour and 45 minutes. But our answer is written as a fraction. Now we know that 45 minutes is out of 45 out of 60, same thing as 3/4. So we know it's 1 hour and 1 3/4 hours. So our answer matches to C. Easy question. I hope you can manage that. If not, look up some videos on YouTube on adding and subtracting time. Question 19. If P equal the set of 7, 8, 9, 10 and Q equal the set of 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 and R is equal to the set of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, then P intersect Q intersect R is equal to, now this is a 3 set, so what is asking? What is common to all these sets? Intersect these sets. P, Q and R have what in common? So look at the set P, Q and R and what is common to all of them? Empty set? No. 8, 10, 12, alright, 8, 10, but this not no 12. So alright, so that no count. 8, 9, 10, alright, 8, 9, 10, 8, 10, no 9. So that can't even use. 8, 10, so 8, 10, 8, 10, 8, and 10. So ding, our answer would be A. P intersect Q intersect R, what is common to all of them, to all 3 sets. And that is 8 and 10. Question 20. In the Venn diagram above, the shaded portion represents. So let's go through the options that they have here. So X union Y union Z. What does that look like? That's the entire set. Entire union. That's the entire union. And that's, nah. That's not the answer. So that won't be the shaded region. Hence, we're looking for, this one says x intersect y intersect z, which would be the middle section here. So no, that also wouldn't be an option. So this is out, this is out. Alright, so it's down to these two. So let's test which one works. So let's look at D. X intersect y would be here. And all of that union with z would be this. So no, that's not the shaded region, so it won't be D. So let us look at what we have left now. Let us test what we have left. So we have x intersect, and then we have in bracket y union z. Now y union z is the entire thing here. Let me show you y union z. All of this is y union z. All of this y union z. And then they said that x intersect it. So, if all of that is y union z, then we will let x intersect it with, let me change my ink now. Let's look at blue. That means that when x intersect it, it's gonna be, sorry, shaded incorrectly. X intersect it is going to now be the shaded region, which will be here. So our answer is going to be B. And if you would reason it out another way, leave your comments below. Question 21, the number of possible subsets that can be obtained from the set 1p and that symbol that look like an empty set is, alright, now normally we use the formula 2 to the n. So 2 to the n, where n is the number of elements in the set. So we have 3 elements in the set, so we have 2 to the third, and 2 to the third is 2 times 2 times 2, which gives us 8. But sometimes when I'm in class and I want to see if my students understand the concept of subsets, I will let them list out the subsets for fun. And yeah, most times they can do it and they enjoy themselves. So we know that, let us list them out for the fun of it here also. Alright, so we have 3 elements. So we know that the set itself is a subset of itself. So one subset is going to be the set itself. So 1, P, empty set symbol. Each element in the set is also a subset of the set. So the set of 1, why am I drawing something so ugly? Set of P, because you're right, ugly. The set of that, alright? And then we know that the empty set is always a subset of any set. So the empty set, to always know that every set is a subset of itself, and the empty set is a subset of every set. Alright? And then we have this set, we have the subset, we have individual elements, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then now we have each element with each other. So 1 with P, and 1 with that symbol there. Will look like the empty set symbol. And then we say, alright, which 2 other elements not together? So we have P and the empty set symbol here. So P and the symbol. Are there any other combinations that we could get? So this will be 6, 7, 8. Alright, so some students can list them all. However, we can just stick with the formula 2 to the n, where n is the number of elements in the set, and this is what we use for the subsets. Alright, question 22, in the Venn diagram above, the shaded region represents. So the shaded region is here in the green. Alright, so let's go through the options. P intersect Q intersect R. Now P intersect Q intersect R is not possible because R does not intersect with P and Q at the same time, so no. So we have P intersect Q. P intersect Q would be right here, so not possible. And then we have P intersect R. Okay, because all the elements, everything that is in R is in P. So that is also because R is a subset of P, so therefore P intersect R would be the answer. Good. And then Q intersect R, no connection. So our answer is going to be C. Question 23. A square has the same side as a parallelogram with altitude 4 centimeter and base 16 centimeters. So what is the length of the side of the square? Alright, so a square has the same area as a parallelogram with altitude 4 and base 16. So we get the height and we get the base. Alright, and this is how my head works, because my head sometimes extra. So when I say a square is a rhombus, don't, with each angle equal to 90 degrees. And then when I say alright, so a rhombus is a parallelogram with equal sides, so like the square. Alright, I would know that the area of a rhombus, so area of a rhombus is equal to base times the height. Alright, so if I know the length of the rhombus, or we can use the area from the rhombus now to find the length of the side of the square. So hence we know the area that equal to the base, which is 16 times 4, and 16 times 4, 6 4 is 24, carry 2 4 1s 4, and 2 will give me 64. So the area, this is 64 centimeters square. Now no, the area of a square is L square. And we said earlier that a rhombus is a parallelogram with equal sign. What did I say? Equal sign with equal sides. So alright, that means can I say a square is a rhombus, or a rhombus is a square. So hence 64 centimeter square is equal to L square. Let's find L square. We find the square root of 64. I would know that 8 gives us 64. So find the square root on both sides. So L is equal to 8 centimeters. So the length of the side of the square is going to be 8 centimeters. Alright? That's my reasoning. How you think it could have worked out? Write your answers in the comment section. Question 24 says, area of the trapezium above not drawn to scale is, now we know the formula for the area of a trapezium, and remember you have the formula sheet now on the multiple choice paper. Sometimes I don't remember to highlight it, so for some formulas you can go on your formula sheet to help you to remember. Alright, so we have A is equal to half opposite sides A plus B, and the opposite sides will be this and this. So these are the opposite sides. 9 and 12 times H, and the H is our perpendicular height. So A is equal to half 9 plus 12, and the perpendicular height is 4. So we can find half of 4, which is 2. And 9 plus 12 gives me 21 times 2, and 21 times 2 gives me 42. And remember it's area, so we should be keeping our units, so it's centimeters square. So our answer matches to B. Question 25. The flat surface area of a closed cylinder of height h centimeter and radius r centimeter is. So we know cylinder. We draw the cylinder. We draw the cylinder. And then say that the height is what? H. And it's a radius r. Now they say what is the flat surface area of a closed cylinder? Now the flat surface area is what? The circle. So we know that the area of a circle is what? Area is equal to 2 pi r and 2 pi r, don't? And it says you should have beat me, you know. What did I do wrong? Did I say the area of a circle is 2 pi r? No, where did that come from? I'm very sorry about that. Basic error. Please forgive me. The area of a circle is pi r square. And you know, if a student did that, I would be very angry. And look at me here. Alright, so the area of the flat surface area is pi r square because it's a circle, so the area of a circle is pi r square. So hence, we know that the flat surface area of the closed cylinder, we add them. So that's right, flat surface area, pi r square plus pi r square. So we get 2 pi r square centimeter square because it's area. So which one matches our answer? Answer matches to D. Very sorry. Do not make that mistake as me. Area of circle is equal to pi r square. Very sorry. Don't make that mistake like me. Question 26. If a sphere has radius r centimeter and volume v centimeter cube, then v equal, this is just asking you guys what is the volume of a sphere, what's the formula for volume of a sphere. So we know that volume of a sphere is equal to 4 over 3 pi r cube. So just look on your formula sheet and identify that one. Alright, question 27. The height of a waterfall is 80 meters. The waterfall is represented by a scale joint by a length of 2 centimeters. The scale used was, alright, so we have meter and centimeter here as our 2 units. So we know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters because I said they use the scale joint of 2 centimeters. Alright, so since 2 centimeters represents 80 meters, then that 80 meters in centimeters is going to be 2 cm represent 8,000 centimeters. Because we say 1 meter is 100 centimeters, so we multiply by 100, so we get 8,000. So therefore we have 2 to 8,000. So we can simplify the ratio. So 2 into itself 1, and 2 into 8,000 goes 4,000 times. So it's 1 to 4,000. Not 1 to 40, not 1 to 4, not 1 to 4,000, so it's 1 to 4,000. So our answer is B. Question 28. A bullet takes 2 seconds to travel a distance of 800 meters. So the average speed of the bullet is, so we know that speed is equal to distance over time. So the distance would be in meters. So we have 800 meters, we know meters per second. And the time taken is 2 seconds. So hence now speed 2 into 800 goes 400. So we get 400 meters per second. So our answer matches to C. When you're doing questions with this, remember it's meters per second or meters per second and kilometer per hour, kilometer per hour and miles per hour same way. Just remember some meters per second, kilometer per hour, and miles per hour. Alright, question 29 now. A plane travels for 5 hours at an average speed of 720 kilometers per hour. What was the distance covered? Let's write that what we have here. So we have the time and we have the speed. What is the distance covered? So we know that speed is equal to distance over time. So distance is going to be equal to, when you transpose the formula, distance is equal to speed multiplied by time. So what's our speed here? Our speed is 720 kilometer per hour and our time is 5 hours. So we know the hours cancel hours, and then we have 720 times 5, 500, 5 2s 10, carry 1, 7 5 35 and 1 36. So we get 3600 kilometers or 3600 kilometers. So our answer would be D. Question 30. The length of a rod was measured as 38.7 centimeter accurate to the nearest 1/10 centimeter. The greatest possible length of the rod is. Alright, so a question like this, I don't think they still have these type of questions, but I'm going to work it nonetheless. So it's the accuracy is 1/10, 1/10. So we can call it, so which is equal to 0.1 centimeter, right? The absolute error, let me try to spell things properly. The absolute error is going to be, normally divide the absolute error by 2, so we have 0.1 divided by 2, and that gives me 0.05 centimeter. That's the absolute error. So the greatest possible length of the rod now, so the greatest possible length, would be equal to 38.5 plus 0.05 centimeter, and that would give me 38.75 centimeters. Alright, so absolute error, we normally just whatever the accuracy that they give it to the nearest centimeter, divide it by 2. Whatever you get, you're going to add it to find the greatest possible length, and if they ask you what's the least possible length, then you would subtract it. Question 31. Each of the letters of the word believer are written on separate pieces of paper. The pieces of paper are then placed in a jug. What is the probability of drawing a letter E? So let us establish something first. What is the total number of possible incomes? So the total number of possible outcomes and that's going to be like the total number of letters. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So we have 8 letters overall, the total numbers of possible outcomes. Then we want to know what is the number of favorable outcomes. So the number of favorable outcomes, which would be what in this case, the number of E, or I can say the number of E's, is equal to, how much E's we have here? We have 1 2 3, so we have 3 E's. So therefore, the probability of drawing E or an E, just shortcut writing, is equal to the total number of favorable outcomes over the total number of possible outcomes. So that's going to be 3 over 8. So our answer is going to be C. Question 32. The mean of 9 numbers is 15.6. The number 4.4 is removed from the set of the set. The new mean is. Alright, so normally we know we calculate mean like this. So we'll say mean is equal to what we guys call the average. But you know you have different types of statistical averages, mean, median, and mode. They're all averages. But anyway, the common average where everybody loves layman average, which is the mean. So we know that this would be the set of numbers here, so. And then say alright, subtract 4.4 is removed from the set. And we know that the number of something in the set is 9. Alright. So the mean is 15.6 is equal to the set of numbers over 9. So we know we can easily just say, alright, 15.6 multiplied by 9 will give you the set of numbers, and that's going to give what is 15.6 times 9. So 15.6 times 9, 96 is 54. Put on the 4, carry that. 9, 5, 45, and 5. That give me 50. 9 ones, 9, and 1, 10. So we get 14 or 4. 1 decimal place, so we get 140.4. Alright, and then it said out of that set of numbers we subtract 4.4, so we subtract 4.4 from that set of numbers and we get 136. And then now the new mean would be 136 because one of the numbers come out, so it will be minus 1 over 8. So we have 136 divided by 8. So 8 into 13 goes 1 times, remainder 5. And 8 into 56 goes 7 times. So our new mean is 17. So our answer would be B. Or let's do it now more. This is how I would figure it out in my head. Let me do it probably more. Let me see now. Write out the steps format. So the sum of, you can say that the sum of 9 numbers would be equal to 15.6 times 9. And we're at it already, so that gives me 140.4, right? Then the sum of 8 numbers is going to be 140.4 minus 4.4. We do it already, and that gives me 136. Therefore, the mean of 8 numbers is going to be equal to 136 divided by 8, which gives me 17. But I like to work from what I know. Mean is when you add up the set of numbers. Should put add here. Add the set of numbers, then divided by the number of the numbers. But then take out that. So that's how I would reason it out in my head. So how would you reason out question 32? Let me know your answer in the comment section. Question 33. The pie chart above shows how 240 students spend their physical education period the number of students who spent it playing jujitsu. I mean, no, this is where it's pushing it now. This is, for me, this is a Google pronunciation business. So let me just get Google to do its job. The number of students who
Jiu-jitsu.
Okay, jujitsu. Okay, let's go again.
Jiu-jitsu.
Jujitsu. Alright, so the number of students who were playing jujitsu is equal to. So let's look at our. Let's look. So we have 75 degree representing jujitsu. So hence, we know that the entire all the degrees, all the angles in a circle add to give 360. So therefore, that's 75 over 360 times 240. So we can go ahead and simplify from there. 75 and 360, anything can go into it? Into them both? Let us check. Alright, let me do the obvious. 10 into 360 goes 36 times. 10 into 240 goes 24 times. And then we can say 4 into 24 goes 6 times, and 4 into 36 goes 9 times. And then we can say 3 into 6 goes 2 times, and 3 into 9 goes 3 times. And then we can say 3 into 75, so 3 into itself 1. 3 into 75 goes 2, remainder 1, and 3 into 15 goes 5. So we have 25 times 2, which gives us 50. So we have 50 students spend their time playing jujitsu, or if that's how it's pronounced. Question 34, the median of the numbers 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is... Now this question sort of made it easier, because we normally, when you're finding the median of what we call this now, unorganized data, you can normally you put it in a ascending to descending order or descending to ascending order. And this automatically did it for us. So we have 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we want to find what number is in the middle, or what numbers are in the middle. So we have 1 that goes that with that with that. So we have 2 numbers left in the middle. So this is our, so therefore the median is going to be equal to 9 plus 10 divided by 2, because we want to find the average of the median. So that's 19 over 2, and 2 into 19 goes 9.5. So hence our median is B, 9.5. Alright, so items 35 to 36 refers to the following. I almost said Instagram. I noticed that these last days when I'm teaching statistics with histogram, I keep saying Instagram. You see what social media calls? Anyway, it's my fault. So items 35 to 36 refer to the following histogram, which shows the points scored in a competition by a group of students. So we look at our graph. First, I normally try to read my graph. So here is 0, here is 5. Okay, that means I counting by 1, got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So each of these small strokes are 1. Down here we have the points. On our y-axis we have the number of students. So then let's label them y and x-axis, man, so I can see clearly. Alright, so the total number of students who took part in the competition was 5 here, so 10 here, so 15 here, so 30 from 7. 30 get 7 points, 20 of them get 8 points, 15 again get 9 points, and another 10 again got 10 of them get 10 points. Alright, so we add up all of that. So we're going to add up 5 plus 10 plus 15 plus 30 plus 20 plus 15 plus 10. Tell me what you get. You tell me what you get. Add them up and tell me what you get. Write your answer in the comment section. So we get D 105. Question 36, the modal score was, we know modal score is the one that occurs the most, or you can say the one with the highest frequency. Now, what score here has the highest frequency? The highest frequency will normally correspond with the one that has the highest bar. The one with the highest bar would be 7 points, so the modal score is going to be 7. Alright, question 37 for if 4n is an even number, which of the following is an odd number? So we know that odd numbers are numbers that are not, that when they're divided by 2, they leave a remainder. So that could also sound like a prime number also. However, prime numbers have numbers that are just 1 and itself, no other number. But for example, so 9 is an odd number, but 9 have more than 2 factors, alright, as opposed to 7, which is a prime number because it only has 2 factors itself and 1. Alright, but just to note, both 7 and 9 are odd numbers. Alright, so even though 7 is prime. Alright, so 4n is an even number. Which of the following is an odd number? So let us do trial and error. Let us say n is 1. Let's say n is 1. So 4 times 1 is 4. Let's test these. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 minus 1, that gives us 3. 4 times 1 is 4. And 4 minus 2, that gives us 2. So this is an even number. And then 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2, that gives us 6, that even number. And then 4 times n plus 1, that gives us 3, that gives us 12. And that gives us an even number. You could test other numbers also. So, but the one that best suits our trial and error was A. So we have 6x minus 3 times x plus 4. So you know we're going to apply the distributive law. So we have, put back our 6x. Now negative 3, note that is negative 3. That's going to multiply everything inside of the brackets. So negative 3 times x gives us negative 3x, and negative 3 times positive 4 gives us negative 12. So we have, grouping our like terms, we have 6x minus 3x, that gives us 3x minus 12. And we could factorize our answer, but there's not a factored answer there. So hence the answer that matches would be B. Question 39, we know this is binary operation. So if P star Q is equal to 4P plus Q, then 1 star 5 is what? So we can say by comparison. So by comparison, P star Q is equivalent to 1 star 5. So therefore, P is equal to 1 and Q is equal to 5. So now we can go ahead and apply our basic algebraic substitution. So we can say 1 star 5 means anywhere in P star Q I see P. Anywhere I see P, I'm going to put 1, and anywhere I see Q, I'm going to put 5. So hence, we have 4 times 1 plus 5. And 4 times 1, 4 plus 5, and that gives us 9. So our answer is D. Question 40. If 20 minus 3x is equal to 3x minus 10, then the value of x is... So we're just solving for x basically. No, not basically. That's exactly what we're doing. So we have 20 minus 3x is equal to 3x minus 10. Now let's go ahead and group our like terms. So we can either put all our constants on one side and put all our variables on one side. So let's go ahead. So let's group all my constants together. So to group the constants, I'm going to add 10 on both sides. So I'm just adding 10 to both sides. You can draw your line. There are many ways of working this question. You do what is comfortable for you. Alright, so we add 10 on both sides. Let me just write the first step. So we add 10 on both sides. I know this is multiple choice, but I'm working it the longer way just for teaching purposes because we still have time to the exam. 8 months away, so we still have some time. So hence, when I add 10 to both sides, I'm left with negative 3x is equal to 3x plus, oh, sorry, 30 minus 3x is equal to 3x plus 0, because 10 minus 10, negative 10 plus 10, that gives me 0. So hence we can go ahead and group our x's. So we can do what now? Add 3x to both sides of the equation. So we add 3x to both sides. So we have 30 is equal to 6x. And then we go ahead and we can divide both sides by 6. So hence, x is equal to 6, 5, 30. Alright, so positive 5. What other way could we work it just to, because some students might not like this. That I might, oh my god, this is so confusing. She'll make it harder. Alright, let's make it. You know, in math sometimes students do some incorrect concept, but some of them we can use that little TikTok term and then say, how they gonna know? They're gonna know. How they gonna know? They're gonna know. We're gonna do one of those right now. So we can look at it easily. We have 20 minus 3x is equal to 3x minus 10. So how they're gonna know? We're gonna just in your primary school term this this stupid carryover talk. There's no such thing, but we can do it anyway. So we have 20. Because the 10 is being subtracted, we're going to add 10 is equal to 3x. Now because this 3x is being subtracted, we're going to add it. So then we have 30 is equal to 6x. Divide both sides by 6. So x is equal to 5. How they gonna know? They're not gonna know. Alright? Question 41. 3a squared plus negative 4a squared, all squared, is equal to. So first we know that 3a squared plus, now negative 4a multiplied by negative 4a. That's what it means. So we have 3a squared. So plus negative 4 times negative 4 gives me positive 16. A times a gives me a squared. So now we have 3a squared plus 16a squared, and that gives us 19a squared. So our answer is going to be D. Question 42. If x is equal to 3 over 5 and y is 2 over 3, then 1 over x plus y is equal. So when we say 1 over x and x, you look at the reciprocal. Looking at the reciprocal. Alright, we can spell reciprocal. Alright, no business. I don't care. Cannot spell, but moving on. So we look at that. So 1 over x plus y. X is 3 over 5. So that's going to be the reciprocal of x, which is going to be 5 over 3 plus, and y is 2 over 3. So once we have fractions with the common denominator, we can go ahead and just add the numerator. So we get 5 plus 2 gives me 7 over 3. So my answer is going to be A. And the question could have you write your answer as a mixed number. Easy question. Let me show why. If we had written that 1 over 3 over 5 plus 2 over 3, for some students who might not understand, right here is what we ended up giving us 5 over 3. So you can go ahead and do the longer working done. Work out for your comfort. Alright, question 43. This is just factorization by grouping. That factorization overall. So this bracket and this bracket have the same. So you know that the factors are going to be P plus Q and X minus Y. So which one matches that? That matches with B. Question 44. If V square is equal to U square plus 2AS, then U greater than 0. Oh, and U is greater than 0, then U. Alright, so they're asking you to transpose for U. So let's go ahead. So we have V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. Alright, so we want to find U. So first thing we normally do, try to move or get rid of whatever. Get rid of sound like you're eliminating, so I should not use the word get rid of. But let us try to move the terms that are being added or subtracted first. So therefore, because 2AS is being added, we can subtract 2AS from both sides. So we're going to subtract 2AS from both sides. So then we're going to have V square minus 2AS is equal to U square minus 2 plus 2AS minus 2AS. Alright, so then we're now left with V square minus 2AS. AS is equal to U square. Now, when you want to find U, and we want to remove the square, we know that we're going to do what? Take the square root of both sides. So we're going to take the square root of both sides. So let's go on to the square root of. And you know that once you're taking the square root is always plus and minus. V square minus 2AS is equal to, let's show the square root being taken overall. So therefore square and square root cancel out each other. So we have U to the power of 1, same thing as U, which is equal to the square root of V square minus 2AS. And that matches with B. Now question 45 can be worked so many ways. We can apply the laws of indices, or if you want to expand, you do whatever is comfortable for you. Alright? So we know that normally when we're dividing, same base. So we have the same base, x here, y, so same base. When we're dividing, we subtract our powers, right? So we have x to the 4th minus 2, and then we have y squared minus the 3. So then this gives us x squared y to the negative 1. Now we know that anything with negative 1 power, that means that it's in the denominator. So we have x squared over y. That's one way you could look at it in your indices form. Or you could go ahead and just say x to the 4th y squared over x squared y cubed. So you have x into itself, x squared into itself, one time x squared into this goes x to the second power. This into itself, 1, and this into itself. Y squared into itself, 1, and y squared into y cubed. We're left with just y. So you see the final answer would be x squared over y. Alright, question 46. The straight lines y equals 3 and x equals 4 intersect at. Now that this question tricky. We know that y lines are, let's draw, this is my x, so we know that this is our y. So we know that y lines, so if I wanted to find the line, we know that the x-axis is the same thing as saying y equals 0, don't? The x-axis, the equation of the x-axis is y equals 0, and the equation of the y-axis is x equals 0. So if I wanted to draw the line y equals 3, I was fine. Let me put the ugly drawing. This would be my line y equals 3, don't? Because if this is the line, if the x-axis is the line y equals 0, then here would be y equals 1, y equals 2, y equals 3. Now, if I'm to draw the line x equals 4, because the y-axis has the equation x equals 0, then to find the line x equals 4, can go ahead and just count it down. So this would be, let's say this is 1, 2, 3, 4. X equals 4. This would be the x equals 4 line. Now we don't need to have the long talking. Naturally, then give us the parts of the coordinates. So the intersection here is going to be 4, 3. Because it's on the point 4. The point is on the where the x and y line intersect, and that will give us 4, 3. Alright, you could draw it on the graph paper to test it. So the answer would be D. Alright, 47. Which of the following relation diagram represent a function? Now a function is when one element of the domain maps to only one element in our range or codomain. So we're looking for basically a one-to-one mapping, a one-to-one relation, and a one-to-one relation. These two share one person, so that no work. This map to more than one person, this map to more than one, that will not work. This person here map to 2, so that will not work. So hence our answer is going to be A. Each person map to 1, one-to-one mapping. Alright, now this question 48, the graph of a straight line 2y plus 8 is equal to 6x intersects the y-axis at the point. Now you could easily transpose the equation to be in the form y equal mx plus c. And we know that when you want to find the intercept, y-intercept, intercept is normally shown at C. But there are two ways you could do. You could transpose the equation to find the y-intercept, or you could say let x be equal to 0 and you find y. So right? So any way you want to work it, I'm going to work it both ways. So if I say let x be equal to 0, so we have 2y plus 8 is equal to 6x. And if we say let x be equal to 0, then 2y is equal to plus 8 is equal to 0. Because we say let x be equal to 0. So hence we have 2y is equal to negative 8. So you divide both sides by 2. So y is equal to negative 4. That's one way. So you know that the y-intercept is going to be 0, negative 4. Now we know the answer is C. Or I could transpose the equation in the form. So transpose 2y plus 8 equals 6x to the form y equal mx plus c. And we know that c, this c here gives me the y-intercept. So let's transpose it quickly. So we have 2y plus 8 is equal to 6x. Now we can easily subtract 8 from both sides of the equation. So we have 2y is equal to 6x minus 8. And we know that the y must be by itself. So we divide both sides by 2. So we have 2. So y is equal to 3x minus 4. And that right here will give me our y-intercept. So we know that our y-intercept will take the form of 0, -4. If the question I had asked you to find the x-intercept, you just simply say let y be equal to 0 and so on. Question 49, the diagram above represents the mapping. So what we can do, we can just test our answers to easily find it here instead of try to figure it out at the same time. Just because we have the answers here, we can easily go ahead and test. So here's our x, here's our y. So this diagram above represents the mapping. Yes, laugh at me while I stutter. X maps to 3x. That means that 3 times x will give you the y. So 3 times 1 give you 3, alright? 3 times 2 is 6, not 9. And then 3 is 9, not 27, so that can't work. So we go ahead now, we say, alright, let's try this one. If we have x plus 3, so if we have 1 plus 3 is 4, 2 plus 3 is 5, 3 plus 3 is 6, alright, that not work at all. Then this one say no, x square, x cube, but 1 cube is not 3, and 2 cube is not 9, so can't work with that. And automatically it's the last one left, but let us test it anyway. 3 to the power x, so 3 to the 1 is 3. 3 to the second power is 9. 3 to the third power, that be 9 times 3, 27. And 3 to the fourth power, with 27 times 3, it gives us the 81. So hence our answer would be D. A straight line passing through the point -3, 5, and with gradient -2 can be represented by a particular equation. Now for these questions, just best just form it down. So, and remember, we can work this question many ways. We're given, I'm going to work it both ways. So we're given our, we know already, y equal mx plus c. Let me delete that. Why write so far? Why write so far? Y is equal to mx plus c. You know, I'm trying a different color ink now. Yeah, this get tired. Give me a minute, let me. Yeah, let's go with blue. I hardly write with blue. Good. So now we have what we have from the question. We have our point. So this gives us the x and y. And we have our gradient. This gives us m. So let's go ahead now and plug in what we have. So this point, because we want to find our c, didn't give us our y-intercept. So we have to go ahead and find c. So we have y is 5, m is -2, x is -3 plus c. So we have, this would give me +6 plus c. So then we can say c is equal to 5 minus 6. So that's going to be -1 gives me c. So the equation is going to be y equal -2x minus 1. So we see it right here. So already B. Or we could use the slope intercept form. No, I had a video on this already. The slope intercept form. So we have y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1. We go ahead and we plug in. So we have y minus 5 is equal to the gradient area, which is 2. This x and this y stays just stay x and y, they don't change. And our x1 now minus x1, which is our negative 3. So now we have y minus 5 is equal to negative 2, and we have x plus 3 in the bracket here. So y minus 5 is equal to, let's apply our distributive law. So 2 negative 2x times negative 6. So negative 6. So we have y is equal to negative 2x minus 6. Carry this over. Not really carry over. Add 5 on both sides. So plus 5. We have y is equal to negative 2x minus 1. So any method that you want to choose, go ahead and do what suits you. Question 51. The gradient of the line 4x minus 3y equals 6. So what it's asking us to do is to transpose the equation in the form y equal mx plus c. I don't know why I have to write my x like as look like a and it look like that. Let me learn to write properly for 2 seconds. So y is equal to mx plus c. Alright, so let's go ahead and transpose 4x minus 3y equals 6 for y. So let's transpose it for y. So first we're going to subtract 4x on both sides. So we're going to sub 4x on both sides. So we have what? We have minus 4x plus 6 negative 3y. And then we're going to divide both sides by negative 3. So divide both sides by negative 3. So then we are left with y is equal to negative 4 over negative 3 gives me positive 4 over 3x. And positive 6 divided by negative 3 gives me negative 2. So I can now go ahead and say that my gradient is going to be positive 4 over 3, which matches to C. 52, so look at the triangle there. In the triangle PQR above, the ratio expressed in tan. Now we know that tan is what? Tan, the angle is equal to the opposite side over the adjacent side. So the angle is here. So the opposite side here is going to be what? PR. And the adjacent side is going to be the side where both the angle and the right angle, which is going to be our QR. So tan, the angle will be equal to PR over QR. So not PR over QR. So it's going to be D. PR over QR. PR over P. No! I selected the wrong thing. My gosh. Have the correct workout and select the wrong answer. You couldn't stop me. Look how far they make me reach. Almost move on. The correct answer is right here. PR QR or RQ. Anyway they want to put it. Which is A. You know what you told me a while ago? The Q before the R and the R before the Q. You see what just told me a simple foolishness told me off, you know. Don't make that catch you. Alright, question 53. In the figure above, AB and CD are. Question 53. In the figure above, AB and CD are parallel. So these two lines are parallel. Which are the following statements best describe the relationship between angles X and Y? Now we know that once these two lines are a parallel line and they're cut by a transversal line, we know that they form a F angle. We call them F angles for layman term because the little F design. Little F. Right, so we call them F angles. So F angles, correct terminology is corresponding angles. So they're called corresponding angles. So they are equal. So we know that therefore x is equal to y. Now which one would match? So A would go, where this 3/4 come from, I don't know. And let me see option for D. No greater than nor less than nothing. Alright, so hence it's going to be B, x minus y is equal to 0. And we could transpose it that way because we know if we subtract y on both sides, we get x minus y is equal to 0. If the tan, the angle is equal to 4/3, and the angle is acute, then the value of cos the angle is so let's draw a triangle. Let's draw the same boring triangle. This is my triangle. I don't care if you don't like it. This is my triangle. It's a right angle too. So we have tan is equal to what? Let's go again. Tan is you have the just a quick reminder. So we have ca toi. Alright, so we know that tan is equal to opposite over the adjacent. So the opposite side here is going to be 4 and the adjacent side here is going to be 3. Now naturally you could use Pythagoras theorem and find the hypotenuse here, but we must know this by now. We have the 3 to 4 to 5. So that means that the hypotenuse is going to be 5. Alright, them call these the Pythagorean triple. Pythagorean triple. Alright, so 3 to 4 to 5. And there are many more. There are a couple others that I'll share at a later date. So we have, so therefore cosine, which is adjacent over the hypotenuse, is going to be what? The adjacent side is here. So we have this is the opposite sides. This is the adjacent. And this is our hypotenuse. Alright? So cos is going to be 3/5. Alright, question 55 in the diagram above. If O is the center of the circle, then Y is equal. So this is just asking you to, this is just a question testing if you know the circle theorem. Theorem that says that the angle at the center, is 2 times the size, the angle at the circumference on the same arc or chord. Alright? So if here saw x, here saw go 2x. So therefore it's just saying y is equal to 2x. Alright, so our answer is going to be C. Alright, in the triangle PQR above, angle PRS, which is this angle here, is 135, and angle PQR is 65, and then the angle RPQ is equal to, so they're asking you to find this angle here. Now what we normally know that this angle plus this angle equals this angle, the sum. So when we add these two angles, we normally get this angle here. So it just be a basic subtraction. So hence, it's going to be 135 minus 65 degrees, and that gives us 70 degrees. Because we know that the sum of the angles, or what they call them, sum of the co-interior angles, are to give the angle on the outside here. I don't remember the exact way of saying it. When we add these two angles, we get the angle on the outside here. Question 57, we're getting closer and closer to the end. So the triangle KLM above is a right angle at L. Angle LKM is 25 degree and ML is 14 meter. The length of KM in meters is, so let's look at what we have. We have the opposite side and it wants us to find KM, which is the hypotenuse. Alright, so what trig ratio uses the hypotenuse and the opposite side? That's going to be sine the angle is equal to opposite over the hypotenuse. So that's going to be sine 25 is equal to the opposite, which is 14 over km. So we're going to cross multiply and transpose for km. So we have km sine 25 is equal to 1 times 14, which is 14. So hence, to find km, we're going to divide both sides by sine 25. So km is equal to 14 over sine 25. Which one that matches? Matches to B. Alright, question 58. In the figure above, AOC is the diameter of the circle. So here is AOC of a circle center O. If angle BAO is 52, so we have our 52 here. What is the size of angle BCA? So BC, want to find this angle. But we know that angles in a semicircle, that semicircle, angles in a semicircle and the circumference. So we know that right here is going to give me 90 degrees. So in a regular triangle now, to find the size of C, we can just easily say 90 minus 52, because angles in a semicircle, we have complementary angles, so we can subtract 52 from 90. So 90 minus 52 degrees, that gives us 38. So the answer will match to A. Or you could just say, no, angles in a triangle had to give 180, so you could add 90 plus 52 and subtract it from 180, you'll still get the same 38. Question 59. In the diagram above, BC is a vertical tower of height 12 meters, standing on level ground. The angle of elevation of the top of the tower from a point A, which is this angle here, is degrees. Hold on, we're reading laps a while ago. The angle of elevation at the top of a tower from a point A is theta degrees. If AB is equal to 24 meters, then theta equals. Alright, so just ask us to find the angle of elevation. Basically, plain old, just find the angle in the triangle right here. That has been highlighted. Find angle A. So we have what side we have? We have the opposite and we have the hypotenuse. Alright, so then that is sine. So sine, the angle is equal to the opposite, which is 12 meters, over the hypotenuse, which is 24 meters. So then this is sine angle is equal to 12 into itself 1, 12 into 24 goes 2, so sine of a half. So the angle is going to be equal to sine inverse of a half. Now we should know this by heart, that the sine inverse of a half is equal to 30 degrees. Because you don't get calculators, so they're expecting you to know some of these little simple basic ratio, as in sine a half is equal to, or sine of 0.5 is equal to 30 degrees. So our answer is going to be B. Alright, our last question. So in the diagram above, the bearing of the point A from the point B is, now we know that from Anything that comes after from is your measuring, so that's our starting point. So the bearing of A, which is here, from B. So we're going, oh look, 0, 8, 5. Right? Then I make them all cut and confuse you. From. So that means that we're measuring from B. We're starting at B. So that's our start. Anything that comes after from is our start. So we're going to A. Here's the A. Oh look. And we know bearings is written in 3 figures, so it's 0, 8, 5 degrees. So our answer is going to be A. And I believe that's all, folks. Leave your comments, like, share, and subscribe if you want to. Your choice to do anything. And thank you for watching most of all.